Hello, is this working? I'm really rusty with streaming, so tonight's stream should be full of technical problems. But yeah, I thought that rather than full of anxiety refreshing my Kickstarter page to check the number of pledges, it would be better if I got myself in front of a camera to engage with you, and it's quite something tonight, as after 5 years, after the publication of Paris Gondo, the life-saving magic of inventoring back in 2021, finally after 5 years of efforts, a new edition is now live on Kickstarter and should be funded as we're speaking. I'm gonna check on my phone actually. That might have happened already. We got some rather challenging situation in terms of currency because I will tell more about that. But yeah, I'm based in London. I'm a London creator, so my Kickstarter is in pounds. But my publisher is Italian, so he does things in euros. And of course, a lot of TTRPG enthusiasts are based in the US, so we put our stretch goals. No, we put our values of pledges in dollars, but the stretch goal is in euros. Anyway, we are at £8,000, and the goal in pounds is 8,733, which I lost track what it means in dollars. Yes, you're correct, buddy. So we got the artist, the author of the no, the other way. I mean, it's I'm surrounded by it. All the beautiful artworks here. We got Buddy in the chat room. Actually, I'm gonna put up the chat room. Yeah, it works. Great technical success today. Yeah, it should show. You can set Kickstarter so it shows you things the way you want it in your own currency or another currency if you fancy. But what it does not change is that on the Kickstarter page we created visuals with the price, and those are static. They cannot change, and we put those in dollars because we thought that would be the currency people are the most used to. Of course, we take no responsibility if one of those three currencies absolutely collapse over the course of the Kickstarter campaign. Yeah, we got Buddy here, who's from Australia, but thankfully lives in the Netherlands, so we can deal with Buddy in euros, which will make our life much simpler. So yeah, I was saying this is fully improvised tonight because of course we spent 5 years preparing this Kickstarter, but do you think I would have prepared correctly a stream like tonight? No, it's not the case. Buddy also accepts gold, which is great. I think Buddy also accepts goodies for your dog, who's lovely. All right. We got one person total in the chat room, which is Buddy. Thank you very much for joining. But Buddy, I know you prefer using your avatar on the Kickstarter page, but do you want to try join me at some point on video call? Or do you prefer to remain in the shadow of the chat room? We will see. Alright, so where should I start? I mean, there are not many people around. I guess I assembled some slideshows to talk about the game, and I guess some of you will watch this video. But he's working on a project tonight, so he won't be able to join us. Another time, maybe we got 3 weeks of Kickstarter, so maybe we can plan something ahead. Yeah, hopefully we'll have an actual play at some point. Alright, so yeah, I was about to say I assembled a little slide deck talking about the Kickstarter. Uh, I guess people will watch this video after, not live, so I might as well tell you about the campaign. Let me check. Slideshow plus host. The beginning of the slideshow. Yes, it is. All right. So yeah, I don't know how to put up my screen, share my screen. I only have one screen. Um, but yeah, so I took screenshots of the Kickstarter page so I can talk through them a bit. And buddy, feel free to ask questions. And if anyone is joining, you know why there's not so many people tonight? Because I'm so unprepared that I did even forget to just go and post on my Discord and wherever that I'm live. So before I continue, I'm gonna do that just right now. I'm gonna go on Blue Sky because we don't. Over the many things happen over the last 5 years since I first launched this game. I got a slideshow of images of the history of the game, but yeah, the first playtest in person, public, not just with friends, took place at Bad Moon Cafe with the London RPG community, and it was just before a big event that was quite disruptive worldwide. We'll let you guess which one it is. Let's just say that a lot of us started working remotely at this point. Uh, okay, Group Finder is replying to me to. I am live on Twitch. Please don't leave me alone there. There you go. Yep. Let's do that on my own Discord, which is probably one of the quietest Discord in the world. Very nice VIP people registered with my Discord, but it's a very quiet Discord. Yeah, only the finest of the TTRPG community and scene. All right, so still, I don't know who else is there. If you're there, just post. So, Kickstarter. Why a Kickstarter? It's not quite this image here, but I published that game in 2021. It's a game which is based on filling cards, which represent objects, and then trading them. So of course you can't print. You can print that. Still the version that is currently on itch.io under the. No, I changed the title to Magic of Inventorying to match, but at the time it was called Paris Gondo: The Life-Saving Magic of Inventorying. But and you know what? I'm gonna pull up a picture of it. All right. Jumping ahead and not discussing that. Love those pictures. All right. So this is what this game used to be when I self-published it. And you know, I'm very proud of what I did. I had a nice little manga-inspired book. Very proud of the replay, the beginning, more about that maybe later. Book, black and white, full of gorgeous art by Body already. I fell in love with Body's artwork, and not only I fell in love with Body's artwork, but I really found that it was a match made in heaven with the game because Buddy loves drawing images, images of objects, loot of all sorts. And it had the line art type of style that I love, which is it's not like a manga, but I really like black and white artwork. So it was perfect for me. And little trick for people out there claiming that you need to use a certain technology for your first role-playing game because buying art is expensive. Buddy didn't draw anything for this version of the game. Uh, Buddy made drawings unrelated to this game, and then I licensed this art from Buddy, which is way cheaper than commissioning original art. So if there's an artist out there you love, you've got an idea for a role-playing game and you could use art they already produced, well, actually it's much cheaper. It's quite affordable if you are an indie designer. So I would highly recommend doing that when you start, and that's what I did with that. But uh, here we see in the picture that what was the game was black and white cards with a very, let's say, um, sober design, to speak kindly, that I designed for those cards. There were tokens, which were literal rocks that I picked up on beaches myself. A bunch of colored card that I printed with a printer I forgot the name of, and I was assembling all of that in little brown card boxes on my own. And the end result was more expensive than what you would pay for, well, today's Kickstarter, really, while not having the quality. So yeah, from early in the project, there was the ambition that someday I would do a Kickstarter to do a retail worthy version of this game, and that's what we're doing right now. And to do that, again, I can talk about the history later, but I was joined by Grumpy Bear Publishing, Grumpy Bear Stuff Publishing, which is a established Italian publisher. They publish Blades in the Dark, Wander Home, what else? Hieronymus, uh, and yeah, they offered to partner with me to make the version for the Kickstarter, and here we are, which features this time only brand new exclusive artworks by Buddy. Oh, if in so in England, Buddy is asking regarding my previous slide if it's legal in London to sell rocks. So funny things, I'm not aware of it being illegal to sell rocks in England, but what is illegal, and there might be trace of it, as I was not aware at the time, mudlarking without a license is not legal. So some out there version of Magic of Inventory might features bits of clay pipes I picked up on the floor, which for which of course I got from someone with a license in mudlarking. So mudlarking is collecting things along the Thames River, and it's quite fascinating because uh, a bunch of really old stuff comes out of the Thames. And of course the bits which are in some now lost Paris Gondo boxes were given to me by someone with a mudlarking license. I did not pick them myself because that would not be authorized. So yeah, messy and improvised. This is this stream. So the game. Sorry for the confusing start. We did a Kickstarter page, and the order where information is delivered there is much more efficient than me rambling. But tonight rambling is the point. So what is this game? If for people that are not aware of, uh, well, the initial page really, which is missing from this. But if I go, let's go to the cover. You won't be able to carry all that loot with you. You will have to make choices, what to keep, what to throw away. And loot and your starting inventory as well. So your fancy crossbow, for instance, if you have that fighter next to me, they will have stats, and your choices might or might not be inspired by those stats. They've got an encumbrance, and you cannot carry. You got a maximum encumbrance when you have an adventurer class. You've got a usefulness score for all the objects, including new ones that you will create, which usefulness is whether or not they will be useful to help you get out together as a party out of the dungeon. And then you got the emotion, which will help you have a fulfilling experience till the end of your days. Whether you found your way home, whether you got stuck in the dungeon or got killed, it doesn't matter. Maybe this beautiful piano or the guitar hanging behind me have enough emotion to make even the most dreadful and tragic fate turn out to be fulfilling. Back to the slideshow. So the big thing and a big reason why Grumpy Bear stuff was interested in this game. So Grumpy Bear Flavio got an experience with board games, and really the thing that I thought was interesting, which I didn't plan for until this game came to me, but I didn't decide to design the game a certain way. I just had an idea and ran with it. But this game turned out to be very accessible, like really very accessible to all audience, including audiences who have never played any role-playing game ever. In fact, sometimes I'm a bit not reluctant, but I wonder if role-playing game is actually the right term for this. Is it a story game? Some people call that a party game, but personally, I don't like this designation. I don't know, party game. I always picture people just goofing around or having drinks and so on. It's not like I think it's more akin to For the Queen, Alice is Missing, eventually, or Dixit, that it is to games I tried, which were interesting but have this label of party game. But really, that's a game that requires zero preparation. I really, really behind that because I see a lot of games which state that they are low prep and so on, but they still require preps, or they still require you to have experience running a role-playing game, being a game master, facilitator, or at least a group of people who's used to play to GM-less games. Yeah, no, this one requires really zero preparation. Another parallel, although in format and tone very different, um, Full of Magic. Yeah, I was having a look. It's somewhere over there, not on my ceiling, but high on the shelf. Full of Magic is also a game I think it's got this accessibility strength, and is a cool way to get more people into the hobby. It could be a first step towards something else more core to the role-playing game experience, or it could be something also that is very good when a player or the dungeon master has to cancel last minute for some reasons. We live busy life, so that's one of the selling point of this game. You have planned a, let's say, more traditional sort of role-playing game, and someone cancels and you're unwilling to proceed with your episode of your campaign on that evening. You can pick up Magic of Inventorying, open the box, and play it right away. Have a full story in a single sitting of a couple hours. I've run this game very often at Games on Demand, at conventions, or at ND Games on the Hour, at Dragon Meet, and yeah, within 2 hours, it's absolutely workable. Up to 6 players, maybe more. More about that later. Uh, but yeah, you can really achieve that in a single evening. You don't need a second session, so it's not taking space within your campaign. No, it's just can be a filler game, and also you can play again, again, and again this game, which is the third point. Really, I played this game like I lost track. I stopped counting past 40 sessions between running it at role-playing game clubs in London, at conventions, a lot of play tests and sessions over the last 5 years. online. I think there's probably half a dozen actual play of the old version out there. Oh, we're joined by Flavio, who maybe will provide a bit more structure to my discussion, but more technical challenges as I've not had a guest in a while. Last time it didn't go very well. At the end, I forgot to activate the microphone. But yeah, hello Flavio, first time in the chat, welcome. Do you want to attempt to come over on video? If so, I think the simplest is you send me a Google Hangout invite. I will keep my camera off on all video chat, but I will bring it up here so you will hear me, not see me. Anyway, it's because my upload speed is not great here at my apartment. We'll see if Flavio wants to join or to correct me as I speak. Let's go back to this. Yes, and the last point is really, I'm not sure it's unique, but it's quite uncommon among role-playing games. You roll the dice first, so you don't even decide which skill, and yeah, there's no skills, there's not any of that, you just roll against at specific moments against specific things based on the objects in your inventory. You roll, it tells you it's a failure or a success, and afterwards you describe what happened. So you don't even have to initiate the action, say I want to do this or I do that. No, you just the action is predetermined. You're trying to get out of the dungeon. You've got your inventory, your final inventory you pick. You roll. You're successful or not. If you're successful, great. You tell us how one of your objects helped you find the exit of the dungeon. Or if you fail, you explain how you put the whole party in danger because of one of your objects. Like this piano attracted bats that really dislike Elton John for some reason, and you were playing Candle in the Wind as you were having a break on the way towards the exit. How are you going to be saved from those bats? Well, it will be up to another player to describe it if they succeeded their role. And that's just, in that example, step 5. But each step has got a different way to work. And again, you don't do, I do this, I do that, I dodge, I fight, I go stealthy. No, it's all based on your character, which might seem restrictive, but at the same time, you are entirely free to interpret this success however you want in the context of that step, which can be finding the exit of the dungeon, finding your way home, or yeah, that's it really. And the rest of the game is creation of objects, creation of dungeon, creation of the party. Yeah, Flavio, yeah, well, let me know when you want to intervene. Let's see if more people join us along the way. I think that's just the two of us, like in the song. Let's see what other screenshot I have from our Kickstarter. I'm on the wrong. Oh, I knew I was on the wrong side to start with. Okay, so I think it's everything I said. H10 or above. I got some images which, like the most touching thing someone ever sent to me in relation to the game is Guillaume Gentil, the author of Sonia and Conan versus the Ninja, would send me photograph of his children playing with him the game, and also of the cards they created. I can show pictures of that later. All right now, can I? Yeah, let me. Ooh, no, spoiler alert. Let me. Which one was that? Nope, I'm on the wrong one. Let's jump. Old version of the card. Okay, so that's a drawing by Guillaume Gentil, very good drafter, and this is his children playing my game way back, and they came up with the loveliest objects I could imagine. And so you see, this is the very original design. When I did not even print the cards, Guillaume purchased the PDF and printed the card himself. Yeah, everything is there, but it's really not as good as the latest design. But already then, children or adults could draw their objects rather than write description. So going back to the Kickstarter campaign, still using the wrong slides. Okay, so Kickstarter, why the Kickstarter rather than wait for the game to hit the shop, which is definitely something we want to do. We really want this game to hit friendly local game stores. We want it to look nice on their shelves and an attractive price. So it's very important in the development of our campaign. But there's still a big incentive for you to support the game via Kickstarter is that you can have, even with the core, with whatever pledge level, except the digital one, you get perks that won't be available on store. This was a late addition by Flavio, but I really love it. So you'll get a couple of postcards with artwork from Buddy. Maybe not this one, maybe others, we don't know yet. So I said postcards, you get a couple of bookmarks, and also, I guess from this picture, you will get a magnificent, sponge. Flavio, am I correct? This is what I'm seeing, a Spark Joy sponge. By the way, if you want to see something very gross, there's those sponge in the shape of a face, quite similar to that. Grant Howitt shared on Blue Sky images of that. That was rather distressing. It's a lenticular sticker. Ah, okay. A lenticular sticker. I really thought it was some kind of Scott's Bright sponge to clean your cards because myself, I often go around at conventions with some window cleaning spray and a lot of a lot of paper towels. Yeah, maybe a cloth of some kind to clean the cards could be nice. Although, or dry erase pen, at least in the market. Actually, I got something here. Won't show it. But it's got similar thing. We'll have dry erase pens like those, which got their own little individual sponge. This is kind of your most common dry erase pen in the world of board gaming. So I assume that. Okay, so it's what's the word? Lenticular sticker. 2 bookmarks and postcards. So by pledging at any physical level on the Kickstarter, you will get those as part of your pledge. Things that you won't get in retail stores. Now, there's even better. If you are quick and if you are a hoarder, we've got, still clicking on the wrong slideshow, we've got the Hoarder Early Bird. So this one is the big one. So it's the biggest bundle you can get with everything, including a lot of things that will not find their way in retail store copies. Thinking of a bit small there, and there's only 3 of them, but you should get really a bunch of them. 3 wouldn't be enough. You're gonna have Spark Joy tokens. You're gonna have D6s, which are colored based on your adventurer class, and we got 6 adventurer class, so everybody's got their D6, which is great to create your looted items. You got a D20 because that's used as part of the resolution system. You got little standees, which no, I don't think they will be in the retail store. Those one you definitely won't get in the retail store. The replay book, which I'm gonna explain what it is. You won't have the body coloring book, Magic of Inventory coloring book. You won't get the stickers. Oh, yeah, and you won't get the badges also, which are all there, which at some point we thought should be a stretch goal, but now they're there as add-ons right away. You won't get in retail the magnificent cloth bag. The design of anything you see, except probably the cards, it's not definitive, so things should look even nicer when we reach fulfillment. Uh, you got the larger boards also, which is A4. So the replay book, so that's a big book there. So I mentioned that this game, or have I, is more shaped in its new edition like a board game than a role-playing game. So this was the original, and you had, like all role-playing games, a somewhat lengthy book. The rules themselves were not that long. They were actually the bit which is, if you can tell, in black, because this game is inspired by Japanese role-playing game format, and they always feature what is called a replay in Japan, which is a transcript of a full session. So I got that also in my other game, which is Rosewood Abbey, which is more of a classic playing game, but same thing. The rules is only the black, the white is the transcript of a full session. Now, I've encountered my fair share of people, oops, skeptical about those transcripts, being like, why would I do that? Why would I buy a book with the transcript of a full session? I'm not interested in that. Well, quite a few people who told me that afterwards, after reading it, realized the value of it. The value has two aspects. The first aspect is that, Critical Role, Dimension 20, Acquisition Incorporated, for instance, to name a famous few. People out there watch the videos of people or listen to the audio of other people playing role-playing game, and it's a valid form of entertainment. Well, it turns out that in Japan they've been doing that for several decades, including before the advent of the internet. But they were doing it in reading format, on paper format. So in Japan, you got people here who download an episode of Critical Role to watch or listen to. In Japan, they would even purchase books with just replays from their favorite crew of people playing a campaign of a role-playing game. So that's the first thing. It's entertaining. It's an entertaining read. Second value is actually it's quite nice to understand how a game functions. Because sure, you can watch a video or listen to audio. I did so quite a bit myself. I'm a big consumer of those. But in text format, because you're reading, you control the pace. It's much easier to go back, to go forward, or to find a section which you want to reread to illustrate an aspect, a moment in the game. So it's got really values in terms of understanding a system. And why I do like replays as a designer myself is that it spares me in the rules section of having to explain the tone of the game too much or the tone of a rule. I can concentrate on just being succinct on the mechanical aspects, while if you read the replay, that's where you find in that section of the game it would be nice to make a joke, or in that section of the game it's more about being introspective about my other games and so on. So replays are nice, but since we're doing this game for retail more in a format adequate for board games, the retail version won't have such a large book. It will have a leaflet type, rules book like the ones you find in most board games. So we're talking, I don't know, maybe a dozen pages at most. Yeah, to for you to learn the rules. So the replay didn't have space for. There was no space for the replay book in the retail box. I think maybe you can fit it, but yeah, that was not the point to have it in the mass-produced version because of keeping the price low. But at the same time, because we received very interesting feedback from people who did like the replay, we included it as a either add-on, so you can buy the replay book, or you can get the big bundle which features this replay book. So that's the case here. So yeah, that was a rather long-winded explanation to say that this version got everything, and it will also have everything that is unlocked over the course of the campaign and until I believe April 10. Flavio, feel free to come to correct me. You can have this hoarder bundle at a slightly discounted price, which is, let me check. So the early bird price is 75, while the full price is $81. So you're sparing yourself from $6 to have the whole thing and all the extra that will come later in the campaign. But you have to do that as soon as possible. Well, actually, I'm going to seize this opportunity to check. Are we faring in terms of funding goal? Almost there. So we are 271 pounds from being fully funded. All right, let's continue. Going on with more explanation about the pledge levels. If really you want to go light, you can, first of all, you can contribute just $1, and that's enough, and that's still already highly appreciated. So feel free to do that. I do that quite often for Kickstarter campaigns because it helps with their visibility. So yeah, feel free to just contribute $1. I would be already very grateful. But for $11, you got the digital adventure, which is all no physical things at all. It's just the digital version of the game. So we're talking about a PDF that with all, so the PDF of the leaflet, the PDF of the replay. I'm not sure what we said about that actually, Flavio. We should maybe clarify that if the replay will be included in PDF. I think it should for everyone, but I'm generous in nature. But it will also have PDF sheets for you to print the cards yourself. To be honest, you'd be much better off taking the next pledge level because if you print everything on your own, unless if you take if you have a lot of free time and you don't value your time per se, and you happen to have access to a facility where you can print for free, which is less and less appreciated by employers nowadays, you will be much better off going for the adventure pledge because there you got all the cards you need, you got the dice, you got the board, you got the dry erase pen, and all the cards are dry erase. So it's not like a one-use card and then you throw it away. For the cost of printing the thing yourself, I think Flavio was telling me that the incomplete prototype cost us 25 euros or so, so it's more expensive than that. Yeah, all recommendation is to go to the adventure, but hey, respect if you don't have room at home and you still would like the PDF to read and familiarize yourself with. By all means, go with the digital pledge. We included it that to cater to different tastes and needs. So yeah, and yeah. But moving on, adventure. So I already described what it contains. It contains the PDF and everything digital. Speaking of, I forgot. There's one thing though, you could definitely still enjoy a lot at the digital adventure level is that you can play online. I play tested this game a ton online. You will find videos of streams also of that. It used to be called Paris Gondo, the life-saving magic adventuring back then. But the game still shares a lot of facilities. Not facilities, things in common, but you can play online. So if you get the digital, you will get access to a mirror board ready to play, which is the most rustic way of playing. But now we got a much fancier way to play online in development. I mean, it's already working. We're gonna share videos of that in the coming days. You can use Tabletop Simulator, which simulates all the cards. It's beautiful. Someone did that for Flavio, and I love it. You got all the cards. You can flip the cards. You got a little bag with the tokens, which you can pull. You what else? You can type on the cards. You can exchange them and trade them. Apparently, you can even, if you are into this sort of things, you can use a VR headset to feel like you're at the table and flip the cards yourself. So yeah, you will need Tabletop Simulator to use it. So you have to pay not for to me or Grumpy Bear stuff to Tabletop Simulator. It's often on discount, so you can get it for cheaper, but I think it's like $10. And then the module for Magic of Inventory itself will be free, but you will still need the digital adventurer to have the rules of the game in order to understand. But yeah, so definitely you could use the digital adventure to play online. So adventure, something that's not shown on the mockup also, Flavio, is the adventure class tokens. We got very nice little token for the adventure class, which I think will be part of the core game because you need them to grow the affiliation class of your character, or the alternative with a table with dice, but it functions a bit differently. Declutterer. So what sells? Okay, so declutterer. That's when the replay book is added to the pack. Also, you've got the Deluxe Spark Joy tokens, which we're not entirely sure of what they will look like. So right now we show something in plastic, green, might be in different colors, whatever Spark Joy in us. The fancier, yeah, in the regular, yeah, class tokens, Flavio confirmed, are included in the core game in the adventure level, as well as Spark Joy tokens in cardboard on the punch card. So that's the adventurer, and if you go to Declutterer, you got the replay book, the fancier looking Spark Joy tokens, and the standees for your name. Which I really like the standees also. I didn't have access to a prototype yet, but when I played at convention, that's something I often use a piece of paper and just folded it, but it was really nice when you're running at conventions to remember the name of the people. So it's two-sided, so you can put the name of the player on one side, and once the character is created, you flip it and you put the name of the character instead, and moving on, you address the other players by their adventurer's name, which personally I think it is cooler to foster role playing. Still going and clicking on the wrong button. Oh, this one. And I was I didn't expect it to go as fast, but I was extremely pleased. We got this one, which is if you're a friendly local game store, if you're a retailer, you can buy 6 copies of the core game at a little discount for $200. And the big thing also is that you get on our list of retailers who are interested, and we can work out further discounts for maybe more copies. We can work out how we're gonna do the shipping to you in a way that is convenient for your business and own. A big reason I entered a partnership with Grumpy Bear is because Grumpy Bear's got the fulfillment experience, the manufacturing experience with board games, and the experience of fulfillment. That's the bit which I was the most anxious to deal myself on my own when I was planning this Kickstarter on my own. Entering a partnership with Grumpy Bear makes my life much easier, and more importantly, makes it much less risky for everyone pledging on this Kickstarter, because I pledged on Kickstarters, and it can be challenging. Um, Times also, I mean, we had a number of world events, which made fulfillment challenging, especially if you're an independent publisher on your own, self-published like myself. Relying on a established business like Grumpy Bear is a massive difference. And here the retailer bundle really, I showed at the beginning. I'm gonna show it again. Um, no, not that one. The original box. Nothing pleased me more. Maybe the Children of Guillaume Gentil playing pleased me more. But I was really, really happy that despite this thing I did on my own, with an A5 brown cardboard box and stones in it and black and white cards that I sliced that myself and put a rubber elastic around. This thing got stocked by retailers through Indie Press Revolution in friendly local game stores across the US. I was talking earlier today with Ratty and Cantity in Canada. They still got copies of that version, and I told them because I lost mine, I'm probably gonna purchase one of the originals for safekeeping. For me, so if you're a collector, you can try to go to Renty and Cantity and try to get one of those. But yeah, despite the manufacturing, well, how much it cost me in time and money, and how much I had to sell it, I still had game stores selling that, and having people I never met tell me I bought your game in that store in Woodburn Games, in game nights. And it was just lovely to see the number of places in Poland as well, in Germany. My favorite game store in Copenhagen stocked it. I think Stratagema had copies as well. Maybe not Stratagema of Paris Gondo. They did Rosewood Abbey in English, but I'm not sure they did Paris Gondo. But yeah, it's great, and I really want that to happen even more. Hence, partnership with Grumpy Bear. Hence, a thing that looks professional and worthy of mass retail even. I really look forward to this game to be on the shelf of more game stores worldwide. So yeah, this is our invitation for retailers to let us know of their interest in the game. And if for some reason this proposal of 6 copies for $200 doesn't work for you, please do send us an email, and we work out what's your favorite distributor, and we can work out things once the Kickstarter is done. But yeah, this is an early way to guarantee and to support us, make it more likely we would get copies to you. Still clicking on the wrong slide. Add-ons, so yeah, you can get stuff on their own. You can get it if for some reason you don't want the sparkly joy tokens, but you want the replay book, you can get it on its own, plus the base for things. Flavio is the pro of the math, so he's the one who made the numbers work so that there's a slight incentive to take an add-on with a certain bundle if you want to really fine-tune what you want. But I haven't done the math, so I don't know how it works. I hope it works for you. I'm sure you people out there are used to Kickstarter can work out the best thing. Spark Joy tokens. So me personally, I could buy more Spark Joy tokens. I would like to have a big bunch of them. Actually, I've got like 10 kilos here. This is not illicit substance. These are pebbles, glass pebbles, which are lovely, but a bit heavy to put in our standard retail. But that's what I used for one of the version of the old edition of the games. At some point, I upgraded from collecting pebbles myself to having those glass pebbles. And the funny thing with manufacturing is that buying a bag of 10 kilos of those was the same price as buying a bag of 2 kilos. And since I needed 3 kilos, I bought the big bag of 10 kilos of glass pebbles, and I still got at least 5 kilos of them hidden somewhere in my apartment. But yeah, just to say that having a lot of those, because you use them during the game, they don't play a mechanical part in the game. They are used to, you put them on a card called the Sparkjoy card, and you use them to express your appreciation for the contribution of the other players. It's kind of a reverse X card. Not that an X card is a bad thing, it serves an important purpose, but it's there for you to say, yeah, more of that. I'm really enjoying what you're bringing to the game, the energy and the ideas. Put a spark of joy on the card. Actually, Flavio, if you're still around, I was wondering because that's the thing they don't understand when they talk about using artificial intelligence to being creatives. You work out what you need as you do it. And today we finalized the Kickstarter page with Flavio, and we still got things that, yeah, we're thinking, oh, maybe we could fine tune that to make it better. I'm wondering if we should mention an idea of how many tokens there are contained in those because we showed 3 on the mockup and 4 here. Maybe we should say, well, there's 20 of them. I don't know. Because then if I want 40, I get 2 of them. Dry erase class standees, really like them. I really look forward to have my own over here. A4 size playmat. So the playmat in the game, so this playmat acts as it's the floor of the treasure lair of the ruler of the dungeon, and as part of the game you're gonna discard cards and leave them on the floor of that room, and other players will be welcome to pick up an object that you left on the floor, and they're encouraged to describe them doing it sneakily, or being like, hey, you you still have a use for this rusty broadsword? Because I could do something with one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fine, you can have it. It belongs to my grandfather, but I don't care for him so much. So you put cards on the playmat. The playmat in the core game needs to fit in the box. So I don't know if it will fold, but the box itself should be slightly smaller than A5. So yeah, long story short, the A4 size playmat is significantly larger than the one that will be in the regular version. I don't know if we have a material for that again, if it's one of those silicone things you unrolled, or if it's a cardboard thing. Cloth bag. Shame that cannot be in the standard retail version, but we want to keep the price as low as possible. But yeah, I dig the cloth bag, and maybe I could buy 100 of them and put those in them and just resell them at Dragon Meat to get rid of those glass pebbles, which unless I'm starting a vivarium, will be of no use of me. Sticker sheets. Designed to be determined, hopefully with more artwork from with body. I mean, if you want extra to put on your bike or on your desktop at home or at work, please do get extra sticker sheet. Dry erase class badges. So that's an idea at some point that I really fell in love with. I think it plays in the theme of well-being session. That's kind of the running gag of the game. So the idea of having a badge that says hello, my name is, they are dry erase, so you can use them as much as you want. There's 6 of them, one for each adventurer class, so you get a bard one, a wizard one, cleric, rogue, barbarian, wizard. Did I say wizard already? Fighter. Uh, and you can use them at convention just to introduce yourself to people. You can use them as part of your regular D&D game or any dungeon crawling game which has those 6 classes. And yeah, they're awesome, and I really look forward having my own and wearing them at conventions. Flavio, I maybe in Bologna? No, I don't think they will be ready for Bologna. That would be nice. Play Bologna, by the way. If you want to travel to a convention in Italy, or if you happen to be in Italy, go there. We might meet me and Flavio. Coloring book. Well, it says what it is on the tin. It's a coloring book with artwork by body, so you can go and color them as you wish. You can do like on those beautiful Instagram videos where they use a purple and a pink and do a lo-fi eye of vibe coloring of an artwork. So yeah, we thought that's a little bonus that you might enjoy. Glass colored die sets. So I'm being a bit cheeky with that because we had arguments with Flavio regarding that, whether ugh, the dice should be colored based on one thing or another, and I won the argument. Now they're going to be colored by adventurer classes. So uh, there might be stretch goals in relation to that. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, the idea is that their colors will match the colors of the 6 adventurer class. So each player picked an adventurer class, and they will have their matching dice that they can roll to create their looted items. It's funny, it keeps going to the wrong thing. So why pledge? Oh, there's really no one in the chat room. Uh, this doesn't encourage me to come back more often to Twitch, or maybe it should. Uh, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, I already covered it quite thoroughly. The point of the game is to take this thing, put it back on screen. No, not this one. No, wrong slide. Is to turn this very DIY thing into something worthy of retail stores. Quite simply, this was released in 2021, and we cannot do it on our own without you. So that's why Kickstarter. So please do help us. Much else to say. So yeah, the improvements. So top-notch tokens, top-notch playheads, original artworks, of which we have already a lot that were delivered by Body. Body, who is not an AI. I'm very proud that we feature the logo human made. So yeah, I do not use any of this sort of things for the writing. We don't use that for the artwork. We don't use that. We don't use AI for anything. And to be 100% transparent, it's in my contract with Flavio, with Grumpy Bear. It will be in our contract with whoever we license the game to. It's in my contracts, even for other games like Rosewood Abbey. If you use AI as part of the localization of my games, you are in breach of contracts. Didn't happen yet. You know, to be honest, I don't expect myself ending up in a court of law with a lawyer attacking someone, but it makes it very explicit with anyone I partner with, my position regarding that, and you know, it's a guarantee to you that whatever it's there, I'm the only one to blame, and not a machine. Uh, Interesting one here, which I haven't mentioned yet, a rethinking of how the game should be explained to players. So this is not featured in the, here it is. This is not featured in the mockups yet. And I think it's been mentioned in articles in places. But an addition that will be part of the core game to the game is this thing, which is still a prototype. This is a procedure deck. So the idea, you know, going even further in the concept of you do not need to have played any role-playing games before playing your first session of Paris Gondo. And when I say that, not only as a player but as a facilitator, this will be your facilitator. So there will be the rules in a simplified leaflet, but when you play your first session, whether you want, you know, some framework for your first session, even if you are fluent with the game, or really if you never played whatsoever, You got this deck of cards, which is nicer, of course. Uh, that will be on the table. You got the 6 steps of the game, including the 7th step, step 0. And each card tells you what to do, step by step. You don't need to read anything at all before playing with that. It's largely inspired by For the Queen, which is an excellent game. I don't want to say something. I'm gonna go ahead and. Was it Alex Roberts who designed For the Queen or Anna Schaefer? I think it's Alex. I mean, brilliant game For the Queen. The For the Queen is quotation mark just that. It's a deck of tarot cards with instruction in it with prompts. You pick it up, you read the prompts, you come up with a story. That's it. Here we've got the tokens, we've got the cards, we've got all of that. So there's a little bit more things going on, but in terms of the experience, learning the game, going step by step, everything is in this deck of cards. It includes questions you can ask about to each others about the objects you create. There's prompts for you to create the object. There's prompts and questions also about what happens to you in the dungeon. And it really takes you, okay, this is step 0. It's about your safety. It's about the tone of the game. It's about having fun together. Step 1, this is the creation of the dungeon. This step 2, which is the creation of the loot, and so forth. But yeah, I playtested it not too long ago because that's an idea we had in the back of our mind for quite a while, but didn't find the time to properly test yet. So we got started playtesting that. It will be featured in the tabletop simulator at some point as well, so you'll be able to use that, which kind of means that people could play without buying the digital pledge. Fair enough. I mean, what matters to me is that people play the game. What matters to Grumpy Stuff is that they can have a business selling the game, which is a worthwhile ambition that I hope everyone here and hearing this will support. But yeah, so this thing really is an addition that will make the game even more accessible and easy to pick up. Really off the shelf, pick up the game, play the game. No prior reading like many role-playing games I love. That's not the question. You know, I love Star Wars, West End games. I love favorite game. Keep mentioning Nephilim, the French contemporary occult role-playing game. I love. What are the games I love? I love Last Unicorn games, Star Trek. I don't know. I'm only coming up with old games, uh, but I love Mothership. Uh, but those games requires preparation, and they are great for that. But I find that again, I mentioned Full of Magic, For the Queen, Final Lap also, which is a descended from the Queen type of game. I find there's a very interesting space between more classical role-playing game that requires you to be available and involved to play them, and board game slash story game. There's a space in between there that's starting to get populated with things like Magic of Inventoring, which I think can act as a very interesting bridge between board gamers and role players. I was in Lisbon, was very lucky to be in Lisbon recently. I found a board game cafe there. We were playing, we played some board game with my wife and son, and in the background, people were playing Werewolf, Loup-garou de Tierce-Lieu, which quite a famous game. But again, it's one of those games which is kind of a bridge between role-playing games and board games, card games, and are accessible to a wider audience. And people play those, and maybe it can, spark an interest that might grow into playing a wider range of what the TTRPG scene has to offer, and I think it's worthwhile, and that's something that I think Magic of Entering can bring you. So have a go at it. All right. Yep. A bit more information about how the game functions. Got 6 steps. the 6 steps of the play-based Gone Paris method, inspired by the KonMari method by Marie Kondo. But actually, there's a step 0 in addition to step 1, 2, 3, and 5 and 6. Step 0, it's really light touch, but so session 0, it's about comfort and safety, and that's what session 0s are known for all across the TTRPG scene. But here, session 0 plays this role of making the game comfortable for players, but also getting players in the mood of the game. The safety practices encouraged in the game are diegetic, I guess that's what you would call it if it was music. They are in the universe of Paris Gondo. They are in the universe of magic, of inventorying. It's not written as me telling you to use those tools. It's written as Paris Gondo themselves telling you that it's very important for successful decluttering for your own fulfillment to use not only the X card but the Spark Joy card also, which gets you in the mood, and also to indulge in a little fulfillment ritual. Again, it will be in the leaflet, but if you use the procedure deck, it's all in there. Procedure deck, by the way, which you could use step 0 the first time you play, and then you can use only step 1 to 5, so you don't need to repeat a few of the information. Then we got the 6 steps proper of the play-based Gone Paris method. 6 steps. Step 1, the dungeon. As I said, the beginning of a game of Paris Gondo. No, it's not Paris Gondo anymore. It's Magic of Inventory. We decluttered the title. At the beginning of the game, you're already at the end of the dungeon. But what is this dungeon? You're going to create it together with the other players in a fully cooperative way. You're going to have prompts, which are brought to you by a deck of cards, the dungeon cards, which are in 3 categories: a place, a type of place. It could be a citadel, a forest, a ship. I think it could be a convention also. So these are the plays. You got a descriptor for this place. Could be horrific, luxurious. I don't remember what else. Sugar coated, which you associate with the place. So I think that's 6 and 6. So that's already 20 combinations or so. And then you got a card for the ruler of the dungeon. Is it a creature? Is it a machine? Is it a genie? You draw those cards, you start asking each other's questions, which again in the procedure deck you will have standard question, but you are encouraged to come up with your own question. I cannot find the step 1 deck. Can I find the... hang on. I could find at least the... there you go. Okay. So yeah, there you go. This is from my last playtest. Of course, I'm missing one. No, here it is. Yeah, here it is. So when we played recently with friends who never played the game before, we drew this card. So you got 3 decks of cards. These are the 3, the right order. These are the descriptors. These are the ruler. These are the places. So the places we rolled from that we drew, it was the citadel, then which was horrific, and it was ruled over by a gatekeeper. You can ask questions to each other. What is this citadel like? My players decided it looked like Milton Keynes, and it was designed alongside a grid which favored motorists. What was horrific about it is capitalism, and the ruler of that dungeon was some kind of concierge, as this citadel slash office building got abandoned. So yeah, you come together, you write your response to the questions, keywords on those cards which are dry erase. And there you go. You've got step 1, the dungeon. The party. So the party, you're gonna create your group of adventurers. Your group of adventurers. To do that, you each have to select a different adventurer class. And each adventurer class have an adventure card as well as a deck of cards, and each adventurer class got a deck of cards with a card for each of their starting inventory items. So this is the list of all the barbarian starting inventory items. You got a card for each of them, and the other thing that differentiates adventurer classes is their maximum encumbrance. The barbarian is the one who can carry the most, the wizard can carry the least, and all the other class fall in between. So everybody pick an adventure class, and then everybody come up with a cool name for their adventure and a cool description that includes some of those objects. In the case here, also you encourage in your objects to reskin the object, adapt it so that it matches your dungeon. So my players started changing the object. So here we got a wine gone stolen from the bard, which turned into a bottle of prosecco stolen from M&S. Something you're more likely to find in Milton Keynes if you are Britain. You know what I'm talking about. And that was Chivers of Bonk, which was played by my good friend Jin. So everybody creates their adventure, and there you go. Off you go. That was step 2. Step 3, the loot. So this is step 3, the loot. You've got those blank cards or blank version of those cards. These are looted items. Each player has got 2 looted items, and what are they? They are treasures that you found at the end of the dungeon in the treasure lair, the treasure trove of the ruler of the dungeon when you defeated them. You are going to draw a adventurer class token, which will give your object a class affiliation. It's important because the usefulness of an object is doubled when it matches the affiliation of the bearer, and it's useful to get out of the dungeon. You're gonna roll with the d6. That's why everybody's got the d6. You're gonna roll the encumbrance of the objects. Here we got a 3. You're gonna roll the emotion of the objects. Here a 6. That's a very emotional object. And then the usefulness of the object. So in this case, if through the next step, which will involve trading and so on, it's a cleric who end up with this card in the final inventory, the usefulness will be worth double, so 4 instead of 2. If it's a rogue who decided that for some reason they did want the holy finger of St. Michael, well, the usefulness won't be double for the rogue, but still worth an emotion of 6. So that rogue might be interested in starting a cult of the finger of St. Michael. Step 4, the life-saving magic of inventorying. So I said you got a maximum encumbrance. Each object got an encumbrance. This one's got 3. Which one is it? This one's got 1. It's much lighter. And in the case of the barbarian, you got a maximum encumbrance of 16, which is a lot. You cannot carry, when you make the sum of the encumbrance of all your objects, including your starting inventory object, you cannot go beyond the total encumbrance. And of course, the silly game designer made it so that to make sure that you will have to part with objects. So you're going to have to decide if you want to throw away objects. You leave them on the floor of the dungeon where other players can pick it up. You can offer players to take an object from you. Maybe you can trade them for an object they have. You can gift them, or you can beg other players to give them an object they have because you really, really want the finger of St. Michael, even though you're a rogue, but you find it's cool for your story. So everybody works out their final inventory. That might mean that you get rid of all your cleric stuff, for instance, and you decide you're not a cleric anymore. You're this other thing. You're a real estate agent because you picked up all the real estate agents that were on the floor. And that's your new identity. All the players describe how they changed as they decide now to leave the dungeon And we move on to step 5. We're almost there. Step 5, the journey home. As a group, you're going to use the usefulness of your objects. You're going to work out the average usefulness within the group. We're going to help you find the exit of the dungeon, and you're going to describe your failure and successes and how your failures and or success are due to the objects you're carrying. And hopefully you'll find the exit of the dungeon. Maybe not. Stuff happens when you cannot find the exit of the dungeon. Then you're going to try to continue your journey home, try to go to a place you call home, and it's quite similar, but this time it uses not the usefulness, but the encumbrance ratio, so your maximum encumbrance, which is your maximum encumbrance minus the total encumbrance of your final inventory, and you got little equal and minus there. You work out your encumbrance ratio, and it's a saving throw against lethal hoarding, so you need to roll 10 or above. But here in this example, all barbarian had a +4 to their roll, so a 6 would have been enough to roll. Finally, you made it home, or not, got lost along the way. Step 6, the emotional epilogue. Whether or not you were stuck in the dungeon, whether or not you find that place you call home, you still might find that fulfilling. Or the opposite is true also, even if you got out of the dungeon, find your way home, you might not find that fulfilling. For that, you sum up all the emotions of all your objects in your final inventory, you roll a d20, and based on the result, you will be fulfilled for the rest of your days, or on the contrary, you don't feel fulfilled, and that might be because you left some objects in the dungeon and you have regrets, or you kept some objects and you got buyer's remorse. And that's the conclusion of a game, and you can do that within 2 hours, and within 2 hours you will have a full hero's journey. Really, you will have created the dungeon, your characters, and know what happened to them all the way till their final day within 2 hours with 0 prep, which is I don't think it's unique, but it's not that often delivered by a role-playing game for such a little investment. Can I play online? We already mentioned that. Tabletop Simulator, you buy the Tabletop Simulator software on Steam, and then you have the module for Magic of Inventorying for free, which is very fancy, very nice. I wish I had a screenshot, but I couldn't find it on my phone. Miro Virtual Whiteboard, that's free entirely. You can have up to 3 Miro boards, and the way it works is that we'll provide you a link. You'll get access to a Miro board we created, and you need to copy paste the content of that Miro board, which got all the cards, everything. Not as fancy as Tabletop Simulator, but it's still very serviceable, and it works with computers with lower specs. Not really achievable on a phone, I'm afraid. But if you look at actual play videos of games I played on streams, and yeah, I don't think I have any video of a game I played in person, they all use the Miro virtual board, so you see the evolution of the game, also of the assets and so on, but it's just a shared virtual board, and it's very simple. It's just 2D. You copy paste things, you type things, and so on. It doesn't have a dice roller, it doesn't have tokens, so you might want to use cards or find a way to randomly select your prompts. You can roll dice for that. But yeah, it's very, very straightforward and simple. It's been used on the Gauntlet, on Open Hearth Gaming, at online conventions. Miro board is very good. The Tabletop Simulator is so much fancier. The team. I cannot read that. It's too small, but just put there as a reminder. Myself, I am Callum. Thank you for watching this video so far. You are very brave to deal with my ramblings. Who am I? I'm the game designer of this game. That's the first game, the original version of this game is the first game I ever designed and released. I was a tabletop role-playing podcaster before I hang on a second. I was a podcaster of tabletop role playing before I was a game designer. I met a lot of game designers and it inspired me to create my own at some point. Wasn't really a plan. Got an idea for a game and turned out that I think this idea was alright, and it led to Magic of Inventoring today. From my accent, I can tell I strongly identify as a Londoner. Very proud to live here. It's really my home, but my first language is actually French. And no, I'm not French because of some other people. I'm Walloon. But yeah, yeah. So if you're curious, go check The Released, which started as a podcast. I haven't released a new episode in quite a while, but the old episodes are still quite interesting. I interviewed a lot of people in person, which is not that common in role playing game. Often we do it remotely. Interviewed a lot of people who traveled to London for some reason or lived in London, and interviewed them here in person about the passion for the hobby. And yep, I'm still quite proud of my podcast, and I miss it, but I'm not as available for it. I'm more into game design. Buddy is an excellent artist who drew all the artworks for this game. He's from Australia, but actually based in the Netherlands, which is really nice to pay visits. Uh, or not is our graphic designer, and it's not only just any graphic designer. Or not is specialized in board games, so it's not just graphic design, about assembling visuals in a visually pleasing fashion, or even in for a graphic designer that would work in print in a way that makes text legible and so on. Or not is experience in, I guess, in computers you would describe that as user interface, the UX. Or not really knows how to. I mean, Buddy drew this beautiful backpack, but the instructions about the size of the spaces and the iteration of the design of the cards is Artnaut's work. And she did absolutely fantastic job. She designed one of my most played, uh, again, as a graphic designer, not as a game designer. But yeah, she designed Railroad Inc. By Horrible Guild, which is very popular at my work, and I played a ton. So it was really a pleasure to have her as game designer. And continuing on Horrible Guild, if or more specifically Railroad Inc. Turns out that, if I remember correctly, Flavio was the project manager of that game, and a bunch of other board games had Horrible Guild. And at some point, Flavio decided to start his own business, Grumpy Bear Stuff, publish his own games with a larger focus on role-playing games rather than board games, with still an interest, as proven by Magic of Inventoring, which again is something that bridges kind of the two. That's really not an evening with a lot of questions from the chat room. I'm sorry. At least you could appreciate the craft I'm showing at speaking on my own. Do we have anything left? Yeah, we got two more. What's it? Shipping, important in those days and ages. So these are estimations, and the shipping won't be included in your Kickstarter pledge. It will be added on, I believe, what is called a backer's kit. After the Kickstarter campaign, when the thing is about to be shipped, you will receive a survey with additional questions about where you want your things to be shipped, confirmation of the content of your pledge if you want to add or remove something, I guess. And there you will have information regarding taxes and shipping cost, which we hope will be stable. Again, Grumpy Bear Stuff having experience in fulfillment of board games worldwide already. That means that there's less risk for everybody involved regarding this. These are based on their experience. But in the context of those troublesome world events. But there you go. Well, Italy and Europe. Yep, by the way, I did not mention, I don't speak Italian, but the game is being published. So if you pledge now, you will be able also, as part of Backer Kit, to choose whether you want the game in English or Italian. Would be lovely to have more languages. If you are a French, Spanish, or German distributor, or any language, Japanese, Korean, or Chinese, feel free to let us know. It would be great to add to make more languages available. But yeah, Italy and Europe is the cheapest because that's where we're based. And then you got the United States and United Kingdoms. Finally, the rest of the world at a shipping cost which is in line with what is found around the world in the industry. There you go. And finally, let me check first where we are in terms of funding. Did we hit our goal? Because quite likely hitting a refresh. No, really? So close? Oh, come on. We're so close. That's a shame. That would have been nice towards the end of this stream to reach our pledge goal. So we are at £8,580 of our goal, funding goal of 8,733. So we're talking 153 pounds worth of pledges missing to hit our funding goal right now within a couple of hours. But already disclosing the first stretch goal once we reach, I said the sum in pounds, but it amounts to $10,000. Dollar sign that should be in front of those 15,000, not at the back as we do with euro. Once we've reached our funding goal, 10,000, we've got a first stretch goal. I mentioned we got 6 adventure classes. Actually, we're gonna add 1 adventure class if we hit that stretch goal. This is the Necromancer class. So not only do I have the card, I think I prepared it, but then I lost it. Not only the Necromancer is a new class with I'm gonna use the Barbarian one with an adventurer class card with its own deck and list of Necromancer specific starting inventory items. So you got an extra little deck for this adventurer class that will go into all the physical pledges, including the basic one, the one that will go to retailers. So if we hit that, everyone will get the Necromancer, but not only it's an extra deck with their own starting inventory deck and objects, but it's actually a class that works as an add-on with its own specific rules. Nothing too complicated, but something that still worked in playtest. I said, full disclosure, it's not in anywhere else. One of the goals of the game is to have a high emotion value in your starting inventory. So as part of the emotional epilogue, you feel fulfilled till the end of your days. To do so, you roll a d20 and you need to roll under that total. So you want that total to be as high as possible to be successful in being fulfilled and happy, I guess, whatever is your description of being fulfilled. But the Necromancer having a different approach to emotion, I guess more of a Wednesday Addams approach to emotion. The Necromancer wants their emotion as low as possible. So with the Necromancer, it's the opposite than all the other classes. You want to roll above your total emotion. So when you will be hesitating between objects, if an object is very useful for the Necromancer but is high value in emotion, you'll be like, I don't know, I think this really beautiful set of cat hairs make me come across as someone too joyous. So your choices would be to an extent the opposite of the other player. So that's a little quirk of the Necromancer. And between you and me, if you made it all the way till the end of this video, uh, there's another Reg Goal later for second bonus adventurer class, which I won't name. You can post on social media and try to guess what is this extra adventurer class, um, which will work yet another different way. So it won't work like the Necromancer, and it won't work like the other adventurer class. It will itself have a little difference from the other adventurer class. And yeah, that's it. I mean, I've been streaming this for an hour and a half. I think we'll have maybe more of those. Uh, I mean, it's me speaking on my own. So I guess it's enjoyable. I mean, it's an opportunity to ramble about this game. I would like to do another one of these to talk about the the development and the evolution of the prototypes of the games, but more importantly, because that's a bit I really enjoyed, I'd like to share with you some of the early sketches, the versions of the cover of the box by Buddy, and the draft sketches we made, the cards also, which were sketched out by Rita or myself, and then Buddy turned into something beautiful. But yeah, I mean, Rita is a talented graphic designer, but being a drafter, an artist is yet another thing. And I'm even less of an artist. So yeah, I think it will be quite funny to show you our sketches or annotations, so you can appreciate what has been the process behind all the beautiful assets and artworks in this. So I don't know when yet. If you watch this video, thank you very much. Please let me know what you think. I hope it will get you excited about ah Flavio, the announcement on the nick of time as I'm about to disconnect. We hit our stretch goal. Amazing, $10,000. Uh, it's clearly thanks to everyone in the chat room. I don't know if my OBS is working or not. It just says this me, Buddy, and Flavio. But that's amazing. That's a really nice way to conclude this video. I'm so privileged. I've been so lucky to run into the Grumpy Bad Stuff team, into Buddy before that. Thank you so much to everyone who shows interest and enthusiasm towards this game, including from 5 years ago. Yeah, there were people who played with me online. The very first playtest, when Gen Con got cancelled because of the pandemic and the lockdowns. And yeah, it's been really lovely to see your comments on the Kickstarter page, of several of you, and people reacting on Discord and social media, and telling me they were happy that this was finally happening. I am so grateful for all your pledges and for all of you helping us reach that funding goal. I'm no doubt that we'll reach our stretch goals and a couple more at least. And I really look forward to it. And more importantly, it's going to be quite something those couple weeks with the Kickstarter campaign. But I really look forward hearing about, knowing that more people are out there are playing that game. I had a couple pictures, I didn't show them, but I'm especially grateful for Bob, Jack Vincent, uh, B Zelda, other Guillaume Gentil, who I mentioned, uh, everyone who played the previous version of the game, Paris Gondo, the life-saving magic of inventorying, at conventions, played it with me, played it without me introduce the game with people and shared photograph with me, showing that people had a fulfilling and invigorating time playing this game. And I really, really look forward to more people having a go at this game and having fun with it. So thank you so much for making it possible. And yeah, I look forward to doing a couple more videos like that. Hopefully, an actual play with some friend of mine, which I wanted for ages to play with as part of this. So more stay tuned for announcement on that on our Kickstarter page. And yes, thanks again, and see you soon. And continue sparking joy.